everybody, welcome back to the Purpose Dept Podcast. I'm so excited to have you guys back with us today. We have an amazing episode ahead. How you doing, Dad?
I'm good, bro. Why are you sitting next to me?
Because we have two guests on today.
We do have two guests today, and you guys are in store for a special treat because this is going to be an amazing episode. I've actually been prepping myself because I know I'm going to be laughing like crazy. But first off, I got my brother from another mother. He is back once again. Not making just a special appearance. I mean, you are special, but dude, you can always come on to this show. What's going on, Matt? How you doing, man?
See how it is? See how people get treated around here, man? My goodness. But I'm a little bit more concerned. Why am I a guest still?
Huh?
Why am I a guest?
He's a host.
Still?
What are you talking about?
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah. Sorry, you're a host. Sorry, I didn't get the memo. Can you help me draft up a contract?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, we'll do that.
We'll do it later.
All right, so Matt, you are here today. You've brought an awesome guy. Great guy. From what I've gotten to see, just in the few moments that I've gotten to chat with him here too, we have none other than Don Hefty on the show with us today on the Purpose Department. What's going on, man?
What's going on, my brother? It's a pleasure to be here.
Dude, I love your shirt, bro.
Thank you, man.
Yes.
You got to believe in the extraterrestrial, cryptozoology.
Oh,
yeah.
man.
You got to believe in nonsense or else life is boring, man. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, that should go on a shirt. I like that.
It's
you gotta
true,
believe in
though, man.
nonsense.
So it's a moniker of life. Believe in nonsense.
Yes.
Be a kid. You
Yes.
know what I mean?
Yes.
That's fun, dude.
Yeah.
All right, so before we start off every single episode, I ask a couple questions, and I have a few today that you can answer if you want to. So my first one is, if you could describe your comedy style as a food,
Oh, it's a food.
what would it be?
A buffet.
Ooh, I like that.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I know maybe it's not a style of food, but if you were to be in like a setup, you know what I'm saying? I think it's family style buffet. You get what you want out of it. You know what I'm saying? It's all different. Like, sometimes you want to eat Italian food, but you can ship me on over to some Chinese, Because I'll be talking about like my family, and then I'll just switch on over to a segue, and it's about my divorce and relationships, and then all of a sudden I'm just beating down how like the youth annoys me nowadays. No offense, young son. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But like my niece, I have nieces and nephews, and then I like sometimes they like you see steam coming out of my ear sometimes.
Okay.
And then like and it comes off in my set. And then, like, all of a sudden, now I'm talking about a car accident I had, and you're just like, whoa! How do you get in a car
Where'd that
accident?
come from?
And I'm like, because he was trying to charge his phone in the cassette player. That's how I got into a car accident.
Cassette player. Do you know what? Do you even
I know what a
that is?
cassette player is.
Kids don't know nowadays.
I know they
you
don't,
what I'm
man. They're
saying?
deprived.
Because like as an old head, now I could call myself an old head, even though I'm only in my mid 40s though. But now I understand like my parents, like when you used to be like. You want that classic car, so you wanted cherry, right? Like, I don't need a MP3 player, right? Is that what you guys have now? So now, you wanted the tape player in it, right? So that's how it is. And then my niece was trying to charge it in the cassette player. I was like, "What are you doing?" And it's not the port. I'm like, no, stupid. It's not the port.
No, stupid.
Let alone in 8 tracks, right?
Oh, dude, my dad
8-tracks.
used to have 8-tracks with them.
Yeah.
Shit, dude. Hell yeah.
8-tracks were awesome.
They only had one song. You can't get a whole album though.
No.
Yeah.
It was just one song. It was like singles only.
Right.
You just
back in
burn
the
it
day.
onto you just burn it on, right? No, that was CDs.
Bro.
No, CDs you burn it on.
CDs
right?
you burned.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. No.
Yeah, no. I
8-tracks
need
Wow,
education.
the fact that you're like, how did you used to burn CDs is mind blowing to me.
Oh, dude,
like,
burning CDs. Well, what you do is you take the compartment, you put it in your computer, then you'd pirate the songs or you'd buy them and you'd rip.
No,
it
you
on
didn't
the
buy
CD.
them.
you didn't buy them.
They were given. If it was on the internet, it was free. It was
Oh
given.
yeah.
Yeah.
You would kid Napster them.
Oh yeah.
That's where the Napster came
Yes,
from.
I love
They were
Napster.
kidnapping songs.
Good thing you didn't say with the lighter. You'd burn them with a lighter and go on there.
Right? When CDs came out, there where you can make the music and then you can laserly etch the title onto it.
Yep.
And now you didn't have to buy the sticker to put over it no more. I was just like, technology, bro.
Dude, and then you put it in the microwave for a couple seconds and you get the cracked effect and stuff.
Oh.
Yeah, like I remember
burning my own CDs and I'll be like, life's never gonna get any better than this, bro. Like,
for real, it was like, hey, give me $5, I'll give you this album, and then boom, I did that. I turned it into a business.
When radio started playing MP3s, I would have like 80 songs on the CD. The whole trip, brother.
Yeah.
You know, now it's like now your phone.
It's an app.
Yeah.
Now you pay to stream music.
Yeah.
No one buys music anymore. That's why us Generation X people are so pissed off. Because we invested in vinyls, cassettes, CDs.
Hey, I have vinyls.
MP3s.
I love vinyls. Dude.
He's investing in vinyl on it with his own money now.
It's like
nice.
$30 for.
Oh, you're buying new vinyl.
Huh?
You're buying new vinyl.
I'm buying old ones too.
Oh, nice.
But
I have a huge vinyl collection.
I don't have a big one. I have a very tiny one. I think I have like 8 records so far.
Oh, nice. That's
But
a start.
it is a start. And I mean, like, it's crazy expensive. I'm like, geez, dude.
But like, what kind of music are you looking for?
Everything. I listen to everything under the sun, man. I got Sinatra, I have Coldplay, I have U2, I have some Bob Marley, I have soul music, R&B. Yeah.
Music to bro. If I have any doubles, I'm gonna like put them aside, and next time I come down, I'm gonna bring them to you, bro.
Let's go. Thank
Sounds
you.
good.
D Martin. I have a lot of D Martin doubles.
heck yeah.
I love D. Martin.
But like D Martin, like it's printed from the 60s.
That's cool.
good.
So like, yeah, I have a ridiculous amount of vinyl. If I was to show you pictures, you'd be like, this guy really is obsessive.
That's awesome.
He really does know about old school stuff.
Old school stuff, bro. You know what I'm saying? I grew up with old school stuff. Like you're like a year younger than me,
Right?
So, but like it's like different like points of view. I guess I don't know. It's crazy, right?
Yeah.
You know, I'm usually the old guy in the house.
Mm-hmm.
Guess what? We got a new old guy.
I'm a new old guy, bro.
Hey.
You know,
It's
I'm so old.
awesome.
This whole thing would be white if it wasn't just for men, bro. You know.
See, I'm almost. Well, I mean, I felt good because you
Yeah.
walked in here and you thought that I was his older brother.
I did
mean,
think you
this
guys
is-
were siblings,
great.
bro.
I mean, we are copy and paste, so it's
pretty
cool.
much, bro.
Yeah,
You know what
yeah.
I'm saying? Half of your, you know,
Yeah,
genetic codes in this
Yeah.
man right here, bro.
That is
You
true.
know.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's cool.
And then I have one more question.
That's what I like. I'm excited.
So you ready for this one? I know that you like WWE, right?
Oh, yeah.
So, if WWE called you up and they say, "Hey, we need you to make a wrestler persona. We need you to give yourself a catchphrase, a finishing move, a walk-up song, like a costume, everything," what would it be?
Oh, bro, you asked the right guy, bro.
Yes.
Let me ask you. So back in the day, 1997, 98. No one was it. I don't know if it was maybe 2000. It was a game called No Mercy on the N64. And my character to this day has not changed. His name is Aaron Arson. Because back in the day when I used to tag, my tagging name was Arson.
That's awesome.
So my catchphrase would be burn 'em up. You know what I'm saying? I'd be highly skilled in jujitsu.
okay.
You know what I'm saying? So like,
Okay.
yeah, I had this. Dude, no one's ever asked me this
great.
question. I've been prepping
Yes,
for this.
dude. This is great. I love it.
You know what I'm saying? Like that would be for me. Because like when I was like a kid, like not a kid, but I was like 20, 21. I'd be like playing that game. I'd be like living vicariously. You know.
I got that dog in me, yeah. Turn me up. Big energy, got the crowd going nuts. I got that dog in me, yeah. Any up. I take on anyone. I don't need a one-on-one. I got that dog in me, yeah.
Yeah.
Do that whole thing.
Yeah.
But all of Stone Cold Steve Austin's moveset though. You know
Okay.
what I'm saying?
Okay. There you
know
go.
So what would be your finishing move then?
It'd probably be the stunner. But I don't know if I could do it. I'm a big dude, so like taking bumps on the tailbone would kill me, bro. You know what I'm saying? Just all of a sudden, like my legs don't work today. You know what I'm saying? But it'll probably have to be like something. Being that I'm a robust gentleman, it'd probably have to be like a top rope splash, tsunami style.
yeah.
Or you watch wrestling?
A little bit, yeah.
So there's a gentleman that you could look up. His name's Bronson Reed. He does this splash off the top rope called the tsunami. I could see myself in that position.
Yeah.
You know.
Dude, that's fun, man.
Dude, I love it. And what would be your did you say your entry song?
Oh, there's a song called "Sound of the Horns" by Wu-Tang Clan. So
Such a good song.
you know what I'm talking
Oh,
about?
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
So, but if I
Love
get something
Wu-Tang.
similar to that, like boom, 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 you know,
Yeah.
that'd be dope.
That's good.
So good.
Can I piggyback off that?
Yeah, go for it.
All right. So you're going on WWE. Who's your favorite old school person compared to new school person?
My favorite. All right, so old school wise, you probably heard my ringtone. It's Rick the Model Martel. I don't know if you guys remember this gentleman. So he used to be part of a tag team called Strike Force. He's a Canadian, Can-Am Express with Tito Santana, right? Then, but no, he was on Can-Am Express with the guy who ended up being Erwin R. Shyster, who's IRS now. But Rick the Model Martel was like my thing because he had the little spray bottle with arrogance. You know what I'm saying? And he'd spray, he'd be like, arrogance, you know what I mean? And that was me, bro, as a kid. I came to find out later in life when I'm telling stories, even on my podcast. I was telling my buddy Luis, I was like, I've come to find out, like, in my life, like, I've been the bully a lot and shit, you know, like not wanting to be. But now that I see it, I'm like, so I guess like that would be like old school, new school wise. I'm trying to think because there's so many dope people right now, but I think Jacob Fatu currently is like my guy that I like. But I liked him before he was in WWE.
Yeah.
So we currently, well, not currently, but we just recently went to
WrestleMania.
Yeah, right in was it in Vegas?
In Vegas.
In Vegas.
Yeah.
We actually did 4 days. We did Raw SmackDown too. Yeah.
And I'm more of the old school. Superfly Jimmy Snuka, Triple B's to, Ric Flair and Hogan and everything like that.
Hogan?
Yeah.
But when I saw them doing this,
the Yeet?
the Yeet, and I'm like, golly, the
energy,
whole
right?
oh my goodness. Yeah, the whole stadium. So we were just sitting there going, wow. So imagine Legion Stadium, what do you think? 65,000 people? Yeah.
Legion was ridiculous, dude.
Yeah, it was
like
crazy.
The Rumble,
I heard that they're gonna skip New Orleans and
they're
talk
going back
about
to Vegas. No, they're going back to
for sure.
For sure.
Yeah,
Wow.
Because Vegas sells, man.
They rescheduled New Orleans, I think, for like Survivor Series or SummerSlam.
Okay.
And then they were going back to Vegas for WrestleMania is what I read.
Yeah.
But WrestleMania killed in Vegas though. Had it not been for the fact that if I would have been a peasant like everyone else at the time, you couldn't get around Vegas, right?
Yeah.
Vegas was full. Yeah. So like I was blessed to be like, we had Matt and then the cars and driving around and everyone knows you guys, because you guys know how to get there. Like, all the back streets. Like you were taking me to places. I was like, are we even going back to the hotel?
Right?
I ain't trying to get in trouble tonight, bro.
I told you old school.
He's taking you to experience some paranormal activity. That's what it was.
Right? He invited me to go to because you guys went to a place where the Bellas were at, right?
The Bella Twins, yeah.
And I was so tired though, because it was like, was that SmackDown, right? Or was it the first Mania night?
It was for the
first Mania night, I think.
Possibly,
after. So we left the Legion, and then when we were driving back, I was so like burnt out because were you with us when we had to walk the whole stadium?
No.
So
when you guys went underneath.
So you guys dropped us out. They dropped us off underneath where like all the wrestlers are, and then but where we were sitting was like on the other. It was on the same side, but it was all blocked off because of the stage. So we had to walk around the whole stadium.
So we get pretty lucky and people we know and everything like that. And we were able to get them down underneath, walk through, and literally Allegiant, you walk out and boom, here's the stadium.
Right there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the whole stadium. So you had to walk down and then we had to sit in these like cheap suites. I mean, suites, cheaps. I'm kidding. It's
the cheap suites.
Yeah,
I like the play on words,
right?
Never heard of a
we
cheap
were
suite,
pretty
maybe.
blessed to be able to sit in some amazing.
We were sitting in the no suites section. You know what I'm saying?
So it was a lot of fun, but so that was my first experience.
Oh yeah,
I mean that was incredible.
I didn't know that there was so much mileage in that stadium.
Oh yeah,
because like you see it from outside and you're like, okay, it's a stadium. But then you go inside and you're just like, oh, it's a fucking city. Can I curse on this?
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah,
I didn't even ask.
No,
it's like a freaking city in there. Like, like it's like you said. We walked out of the tunnel and the daylight hits you and you're just like, holy smokes! Like,
yeah.
And they're like, oh, you guys are way up there, and I'm like, that's far, bro. Like, is there a golf cart? Like, what's going on here, bro?
They're like, no. I mean, WWE takes over.
Right.
The whole city was rocking. We had so many things that we had to go to.
Yeah.
And there was so many other promotions just putting on stuff.
Oh, big time.
Smaller wrestling events, everything.
Yeah.
It's all about layering and taking advantage of opportunity.
Oh, yeah.
So, and plus, I mean, the way that Vegas is laid out, though,
you got all the casinos.
There's a lot of different things that you can do. A lot of different venue spots for everything.
I'm telling you, I went back. I used to be huge. It was WWF back in the day.
Before they got into the suit with the Wildlife Foundation.
Wildlife, yep. And I used to be huge. So I watched it all the time. Like I said, Hacksaw Jim Duggan, Killer Bees, like
hell yeah.
Oh yeah, those are some good ones, man.
Yeah, and so for me to see this, and I go back home, and I'm like, or back to the hotel because my wife was there, and I go and I said, I've never seen so many grown ass men walking around with belts and all these suits and stuff like that. And she's like, "What are you talking about?" We go out that night, and they're all wearing their championship belts, and I'm like, "I told you."
You have all the fanboys too, and just
Oh, big time. Yeah. There people even buy the chairs.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
The chairs. I'm like,
no. They have
the
signed
chairs are given to you. If you sit in the first 2 rows, you get the commemorative chair.
Oh, no kidding.
With the price of the ticket.
What?
Oh wow.
See, I just remember because I was as a kid growing up too. I mean, I remember the pillow wrestler dolls and stuff.
Buddies?
Yeah, the wrestling buddies and stuff like that. Or
yeah,
dude, those were my jam, man.
I always wish they made the ones of Lita or something, but I'm glad they didn't because as a teenager, it would have been over, bro. You know what I'm saying? So there would have been totally different kind of wrestling going on. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that would have been a different format for sure. There's no tap outs on that one. Okay.
They'd be tapping. Nothing out. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, dude. So Hefty, bro. I mean, so glad to have you on the show with us today, man. And I know there's several. Dude, you're like a man of many talents. You got your hands on a lot of different things. So you're doing podcasting. You're doing. You started out DJing and all that stuff too, right? Back in the day.
My first hustle was DJing when I was 15. Yeah. My mom wanted to know what she could do to keep me out of trouble.
Yeah.
Because I was 15, so I was getting to that age of you don't want your kid to be a gangster or cholo, you know what I'm saying? So mom was like, what I got to do to keep you out of trouble? Yeah. At the time, the party scene, the 1990s party scene was starting to explode. Mm-hmm. So I was like, I want to be a DJ.
Is that where you also have some of the vinyl too then?
Yeah, so I have a lot of the vinyl carried over from 35 years ago for sure. Dude, but back then we used to get them for a quarter.
Yeah.
At the thrift store. You know what I'm saying? Classic stuff. I was getting Led Zeppelin for a quarter.
Led Zeppelin's $20 now. It's ridiculous.
It's ridiculous. You can't eBay anything now.
No, definitely not.
I have records that are worth $200 and I'm like, oh, I remember I found that at a thrift store.
I bought that off some guy in the street for $5.
Oh, I went to the Swami once and I bought a whole crate for $14 of Japanese pressed 1980s vinyl. So it's Japanese pressed Cure records and everything like that.
Wow.
Yeah, it's all awesome. Worth money, dude, because that's gold labeling and all this other stuff. And I'm like, oh wow,
thank you.
A lot nicer in Japan, dude.
Yeah. Everything's nicer in Japan, man.
Yeah. So I've heard.
Yeah.
I've heard, I heard you could leave your phone out and no one will steal it.
That's what I heard too,
Yeah.
Shit, I can't leave my phone out at my house.
Well, you left your phone out here. Can you find it?
Actually, I do have to find my phone
ringtone so much, bro.
Oh, the Rick Martel one? Oh, yeah, bro. So my phone has rang and I've caught myself alone walking and I've gotten into his his cadence where I'm walking and I feel like I'm walking into the ring.
Turned you into a different person.
Oh yeah, bro. I start spraying my bottle.
Bottle of arrogance, baby.
Someone bumps into you and you have it ringing. You're like, get my way.
Well, if you remember, I don't know if you guys remember, but I remember arrogance, if you spray it into the eyes, will cause you to go blind.
Yeah.
You could ask Jake the Snake Roberts.
Yeah. Oh, Jake the Snake.
Jake the Snake was the bomb too, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Too bad he got hooked on the crack.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just a little bit.
But he's better now. So he does stand up now.
Does he really do stand up?
Yeah, he does. Well, he does shows at stand up clubs, but they're more wrestling stories, kind of like what Mick Foley does.
Okay.
Like they'll they're funny stories if you're a wrestling fan.
So it's Mick Foley, not all the other ones that he was?
No, it's not. I actually met I had the pleasure of meeting Mick one time. He was super cool ass dude.
Yeah.
So,
dude, his persona on was crazy. And
yeah.
and then you see him and you meet him, or I've seen like
so
episodes, and he's like soft spoken. He's very chill, like couldn't harm a fly type thing. But
you're like all the violence that came out of this man,
dude.
bro.
The mask of oh my gosh, yeah. I remember when I was watching. He used to. Yeah,
when I was talking to him, he's so family oriented.
Yeah,
and he just said he loves Christmas. That man loves him some Christmas, man.
It's not what you would expect from a WWE.
Right? That man loves him some Christmas, man. Yeah. He's a cool dude, man. He's a cool dude.
So that's cool. So how do you so you DJ'd. So what how did you get into comedy? Like what?
Yeah.
What
DJing, we used to. So I used to work at Universal, and I had a buddy that worked there, and he was doing City Walk Live. Okay. So City Walk Live, we used to have a stage, and they would have a DJ and a host. My buddy was the host, and Universal wanted him to like have better stage presence. So they offered him improv classes. So he was like, oh, he goes, I'm doing these improv classes. You should go with me. And I was like, and he's like, I'll pay for it. And I was like, all right. So I went, and I was just like, we took one class. And then like after like the first class, I was like, oh, I still want to do this. Yeah. Cause I had seen it on TV, but I never thought I could do it. And I was, at the time I was with someone who wasn't very, like positive, like didn't really fuel. Like I was like, oh, I want to do stand up, and her response was like, I don't think you're funny enough to be on stage. So I was like, oh, okay. So I took a back step to it. But then when I did it, I was like, oh, I want to do this, and then I started trying to do it little by little, and I was like, I'll be famous in 3 years. It's been 21 years, bro. Wow. And still,
Yeah.
But so But 4 years into it, I quit my regular job. I was like, I'm gonna do this full time. So I started in 2004.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
By 2008, I'm gonna do this full time, and then I've been poor since.
Who's your Mount Rushmore of comedians?
Stand up wise, so like for me, I know everyone puts Pryor up there, but I was never really like exposed to Pryor growing up. So like for me, like stand up wise, I would have to like I'm a big Kevin James fan. Okay. I don't know if you guys are familiar.
Oh yeah, Kevin James is so funny.
Yeah, and like I like the way his comedy is like his actual stand up. So like for me, like it would be Kevin. Like I'd have to put Kevin James up there. If we want to go old school or new school,
both, all of it.
Both, yeah.
George Carlin.
Okay.
I'd have to put Carlin up there. I'm a big Dangerfield fan.
Rodney Dangerfield. That man, his facial expressions.
Yeah.
Right before he delivered his punchlines, like I still remember.
Oh no, yeah. And then like his old eyes and everything, like the
exactly.
cadence,
Yeah.
And like you could do that accent and go into. I've done Dangerfield in Spanish, messing around.
Oh wow,
dude.
Can
I hear it?
Oh, claro que sí. No. No, but I mess around, like joke around, and then I want to put I would say Eddie.
Okay.
Yeah.
But like it would have to Eddie Murphy, but just because of the rawness of it.
Yeah.
Because like I didn't think you could get away with that much. I didn't like I told you at the time I hadn't seen Pryor, so I saw Murphy before I saw Pryor. So I remember watching Eddie's special. I was just like, wow, you could talk like that on TV. Like at the time I was probably like, well, when did Rock come out? Like 87?
In the 80s, and that's when 80s. Andrew Dice Clay was big too.
Clay is someone you need to see live too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like that dude's hilarious.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like a lot of people are like, oh, I don't get his comedy. I'm like, yeah, it doesn't carry over well on TV.
Yeah.
If you watch it live though, you're just like, Jesus, this guy's a genius.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But I know there's a lot of I back in the 80s I used to love Louis Anderson too.
Yeah.
Man,
he's gone too soon too.
Yeah.
There's quite a few, man. Quite a few of the good ones. So
John Panette.
Yeah.
So
there's some monsters. I mean, I remember going and seeing Angela Johnson.
Oh, Angela's awesome.
All clean. Just that nail joke came out and just hit, and then Security.
So Angela, when she first moved out here from San Jose, she was doing shows with us. We used to do a show called Refried Fridays, and I remember we had one of the bookers for that show was like, "Hey, I'm gonna I booked this girl to come do the show." You know, everyone was like, "Oh, okay, cool." And then she came and she did the stuff, and we're just like, "Oh, that shit's fucking hilarious, dude." Yeah. And then like she did the next one with us, and then we did I think it's called Comedy Time at the Ice House. We all recorded that, and that's the clip that went viral.
Oh wow!
With the nail, with the
it was that we were all at the same
wow.
Excuse me, taping. Angela's the reason I learned to work clean.
Oh really?
Yeah, because she would take me on the road with her, like to open and since she worked clean, like I was working clean too, because like you know you kind of want to keep the same same
tenor through the whole thing. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So like, you know, that's how I was like, okay, I gotta like take the curse words out or make jokes softer.
Yeah.
So the other Mount Rushmore, but is there anybody in particular that you would like say that's kind of my idol
in comedy?
In comedy.
I mean, right now, personally, in my point of view, the two top guys in comedy right now, I'm gonna go probably like
3.
Right now, 4. I'll put 4. We want to do Mount Rushmore comedy right now.
Yeah, let's do it, bro.
I'm gonna go. Fluff, Chappelle, Bill Burr, and Joe Coy.
Oh, dude, Joe Coy
are unstoppable right now. You know what I mean? They're selling. Matt Rife is up there.
Yeah, he's up there.
Selling out. Too. Like, I mean, you can sell out the Hollywood Bowl. You ain't fucking around, dude.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's not many people that can do
what do you think that these guys? I mean, how difficult it is? Just you and I both know that little guy named Fluffy.
Yeah.
And how difficult is that to go weekend after weekend after weekend, and he's traveling, you know, monster places. I mean, stadiums. I mean,
honestly, like, if I wasn't like from my point of view, I don't think the performances are the issue. It's the travel. I think the travel is like beats you up
wear
more.
on you.
Will wear on you more than the performing, because performing is like, from my point of view of it, like when I perform, it's like an energy boost. Like I love doing it, so it's not work for me. So you go up there and it's a good time. I'm having fun. You're having fun. You know what I mean? Like, so that's not really the hard thing. I think the hard thing is getting to wherever it is you're going, especially when for me, like I don't have the means to fly everywhere. Like, or like sometimes the venue won't pay for your flight. So like I'm big on driving. So there's a lot of times in my earlier years when I used to do a lot of road gigs, I would drive so much for nothing, for pennies on the dollar. So I would go out, I would drive 12 hours, or I would do like a loop where I would go to like Laughlin, do a show, then drive 9 hours to like Arizona, do a show, and then drive to Reno back to do another show to come back home. Wow. And I'd be gone for like 4 days and make like $600, but spend like $300 on gas. So, you know, not even breaking even, but you're just like, you're like, hey, I'm out there doing comedy though.
Yeah.
But I think for now, I think like with you, like what your question was, I don't think it's so much the performance more worrying than it is the travel.
Just, I mean, that's obviously, I don't know. I mean, I drive for a living. So, you know, for me, it's a completely different story, but
you're not home a lot. Like it takes a toll not being home.
Yeah.
I think that's why a lot of times people who are in like out of the house, like, that's why it's so hard to get them out of the house when they're at home. When you're like,
oh yeah,
you know, you're like, oh, you're always, every time you're at home, you never want to go anywhere. You never want to do nothing. I'm like,
no way, really?
I'm always out. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to go anywhere. Like me, you get me home. If I don't need to leave, I'm not leaving.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's the same thing with me.
People are like, what? Like all my shit's at my house. Like, what do I need to go anywhere for? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And now they made it easier where like, if I need milk, I just gotta like, I'll have someone bring it to me. You know what I'm saying? Like I need a gallon of milk.
Oh, so you are saying that the new school is okay too now?
Oh yeah, I appreciate a lot of the new stuff. There's a lot of stuff that I do miss doing. Like I used to like going to the malls, but I don't miss going to the mall.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it's kind of weird because like sometimes now you do run the risk of, you don't, like if you buy clothes, you don't know like, fuck, is that really gonna fit? Like, For me, it's an issue as a big guy. Like you guys, let's say you're a medium, right?
Yeah.
I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Medium is medium all the way around.
Yeah, medium's just medium.
But you try to find like a 4 or 5X that's all the same, and you're like, this isn't a 4X, this is a 2X. It just depends on the maker, you know what I mean? So it's like something that's hard without trying on to do it, you know. I know I totally went on a totally different tangent of what we were talking about, but
yeah.
It's okay. That's an entrepreneurial mind.
Yeah.
Is it? Sometimes I think I'm a little like obsessive compulsive, you know, with the way, you know, little sprinkles of spectrum on me. You know, sprinkles. I am totally like the squirrel kind of guy. Like I'm like, oh, then like something like he'll say something. I'm like, oh, let me tell you about that.
That was definitely shiny.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Huh?
I said that was shiny for sure. I get drawn by stuff like that too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, shiny shit. Like shiny conversations will draw me quick.
You're like, wait, so you said something about that? It's
Yeah.
like, I know all about that.
Let's say we're talking wrestling, but like let's say Matt will say something about UFC, and for some odd reason I know something about that, I'll be like, oh yeah, bro, but the other day, and I'll just like totally leave them behind and stuff.
No, it's like that like ADHD response where it's like you like look so much at one thing, and then it's like you hear another thing, and you're like, hey, wait, I've learned about that too.
It's like I got to be involved in all these conversations just because I can hear it. It's like,
like I'm like, let me give you my point of view.
yes,
I was dying.
It's like you need to hear what I have to say.
Right. I was telling my friend the other day, like we were having a conversation on our podcast, and I think I'm pretty cool. Like you see yourself, and I'm like, I'm a simple man, you know. And then like my buddy looked at me, and he goes, "Really, motherfucker?" the way I was like when I was looking at him, I was like, "Oh, this motherfucker, this dude means it." Like he doesn't think I'm simple. I was like, I'm always thinking like I'm pretty easygoing. I'm basic. And he's like, and then he was telling me, he goes, "You're sitting in this room full of toys telling me you're fucking simple and basic." And I'm just like, hey.
Those are the basic things, man.
Right?
Yeah, those are bare necessities. That is
basic. Comedian, cook, WWE, world traveler. Like, oh yeah, you're basic.
I've always I was telling my buddy, I've always wanted to be like an announcer for like that was like when I was growing up was like one of my things. I was like, oh, I could announce. Yeah, you know. But now that I look at it, I'm like, I don't think I could do it. Bro.
Right, ringside or
broadcast,
like play by play.
Okay,
yeah. Dude, announcers have their own persona too.
Yeah, Pat McAfee, you're coming for his job, huh?
Oh, I could never do what McAfee does. Like that dude's probably do it better. No,
you hear that, Pat?
No,
we're tagging right now.
Coming for you right now.
You know, Mr. McAfee. You know, I'm saying you did great as a kicker, but I'm coming for that voice of the WWE now. I'm just joking.
But that's so good.
Okay, wait. So you cook too, right?
Yeah, I went to culinary school and everything, dude.
All right, chef.
I worked in restaurants.
All right, wait. You got to tell us a little bit about that then. Like,
what do you want to know? So, what do you want to know about it?
So, like, do you have a catering business as well? Or?
I do. I have a small catering business called Pretty Funny Catering. Okay. So, we specialize in empanadas. So, I should have brought some, dude.
Empanadas. Can never go wrong with empanadas.
I know. I owe Matt some empanadas too.
Mm-hmm.
For
not just some.
A few. I told you. Mystery pick, right? Like a variety.
Oh, nice.
Variety pack.
Yeah.
Ooh, sweet and savory empanadas, baby.
Yeah. So we were at an event together earlier this year, and I was talking with him and everything. And he's like, yeah. And I kept on looking over, but the line was too long to go over there. So I'm like, there's other tents to go around and food everywhere. So I just kept on going over there. And then he just kept on saying, so you didn't have none? I'm like, you know when you want something so bad and then you can't have it because it went quick, right? All the stuff. And I'm like, no, the other line was so easier to go to. But to find out it was because he was barbecuing everything up and had it there too.
I was doing the smoking and stuff, like me and Sean.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was crazy. That was a crazy amount of people.
Oh yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, because it was just me.
Yeah.
It was just me on like it was me and like 4 grills.
So what are you grilling on?
Oh, we were doing 3 Webers and 3
charcoal.
Webers and 3 charcoal Webers and what's a blacktop and 1 blacktop.
Nice.
You know.
Yeah.
But I think if we do that event this year, I think I'm just gonna take the taco plancha.
Yeah.
And then just get rid of and maybe we won't need the 3 charcoal ones. We just have 1.
Yeah, you guys do corn too, right?
Yeah, I have another business. Me and my brother and I we do roasted corn and baked potatoes. We have a cart, so we're posted up at the Macklin Open Air Market. In Chino. So we do Tuesdays, Saturdays, and Sundays. I don't do the heavy work. I do mostly like the back office stuff. So I on that one I basically keep the gear. Like I do the social media. I do all the contracts. I do all the renewing of license, like the licensing, and make sure all the employees get their food handlers. Like that's
the permits and all that stuff.
That's all stuff I did back then. And then on the flip side, I do the prep work. So I do like 16 to 20 pounds of chopped onions every week. I go pick that stuff up, and I got to prep my empanada orders because that's a separate, that's a separate catering business. And on that one, me and my partner on that one, Roxanne, she's an awesome chef. So sometimes we'll do like, food platters and, weddings and stuff like that.
Yeah. And I thought I was busy.
Yeah. Dude, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Dude, so do you have a secondary kitchen, or were you doing all the prep stuff?
I have a cottage license, so I can cook out of my house.
Okay.
Oh, cool.
Okay.
So, because during the pandemic, I was ghost kitchening.
Yeah.
It was the only way I could make money.
Yeah.
So I was just like, having people come to my house and pick shit up, like Uber drivers and stuff, and I was just shooting ghost kitchen items out of my house. Like,
dude, I
today
learned
I'm making
all
enchiladas.
about that, man. Yeah. Dude, ghost kitchens are gnarly. Like that market is so just hostile. It's like you can't get a ghost kitchen unless you prove to them that you're a good enough cook. Like you can't.
Well, you
can't
have to pass because they send you I don't know how it is out here in Orange County, but in Riverside, like they'll send the inspector to your house, and you pretty much have to pass the same inspection a restaurant does, but at your house. So even like your bathroom has to be clean, even if it's at your house. Like it still has to be like to the standards of everything. Like
Yeah, I did like a big study on that. It was part of one of my school projects.
Oh, nice.
And like we were doing something for a lady that makes jam in her house. And her process is super slow. I mean, some of the jam is okay, some of the jam is great. But her process was really slow, and I'm like, okay, well, what about a ghost kitchen or a commissary kitchen? And I called like 30 different ghost kitchens in LA and Orange County, and I'm like, I got put on hold. I got told that they didn't have time to talk to me. I got told that I was wasting their time, and then I also got told it was just like that there was no room for jam in that market, and I was like, dang. It is gnarly, like the way that ghost kitchens are run and the way that all of that stuff happens.
Well, it also depends on because if it's like if like you call a ghost kitchen and like if your menu is like totally off of the stuff that they actually doing, where it's like now for them it's like, oh, we have to buy a whole other set of supplies,
branch off in a whole different set.
And that's what I had to do. I had to study. I'm like, do you guys have the proper equipment to make all this stuff? And they did, but they still were just like, yeah, no, we will not help.
Because you have to see the profit wise of it too. Like, how much is she selling? Is it going to be worth it for us to actually get her? It's tough.
It was
like
crazy.
The food business, the food industry is like, it's brutal to make a profit, and it's like it's 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
It's with small margins, right?
Yeah, with small margins, and that's like, we're blessed in what we do because we have a niche market, and we're the only people that are doing it where we're at. So we very well with the roasted corn and baked potato. Empanadas, I was doing very well, but now I have a lot of competition in my area. When I like 3 years ago I didn't. So it's just stuff like that.
Yeah.
So, but I still have like the DJ stuff I fall back on. Comedy, comedy's not a fallback. Comedy is the initial dream.
Yeah.
Is it's just taking me a little bit longer to get there, but I'll get there. Still on the road. Yeah. But
how do with the comedy stuff, how do you get the next, like the pretty much openings, opportunities, venues and different things? What does that look like for you now?
At this stage in it, I get called to do stuff. I'm not really, because I get caught up with a lot of stuff that I do that's not comedy. Yeah. So I'm not really like actively like booking myself as much as I should.
Okay. Got it.
But like usually if I get on it and I start booking myself to find stuff, and I could get pretty busy.
Yeah.
But it just depends on. It's really like any other job. Like you get out of it what you're gonna put into it. Like if you're gonna bust your ass, like trying to get work, you're gonna have to bust your ass doing the work. But then it's worth it. But if you're gonna stay home lazy and not do it, then you can't really complain about not being where you want to be.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. So with your comedy routines, I mean, you've done a lot of different venues.
Yeah.
You know, you've also I know you've gotten some, who have you gotten to open for, or like what kind of?
Over the years, I've been blessed. I've had the chance to work with a lot of like people now that are in the industry that are like, they're actually like, they carry a name, you know? So like I like opening wise, like I said, I got to open for Angela. I got out to open for Nick Swartzen, for Fluff.
For Fluff too? Okay, cool.
For, I don't know if you guys are familiar with Michael Yo.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's funny, dude.
I did Yo. DJ Cooch. I'm trying to think who else did I fucking. I don't know. There's a lot of people that I've had a chance to work with. Pablo Francisco.
Okay.
Steve Trevino.
Yeah.
But like a lot of them, it's like. Like I did a guest set for Frankie, but it's like when you like in comedy, like when you say like, oh, like an opening spot is a touring spot, like in my mind, right. So like if you're like what I did, like with Gabriel in Vegas, like to me it was a guest spot, right? Like, you know, it's like I open it like because it's like the opening spot is usually the warmer, right? It's like it'll be like opener, it's a host, opener, feature, headliner, and then like if you have a guest spot, you'll put them in between the opener and the host. So it'll be host, guest spot, opener, feature. But it's different. It just depends on how the battalion is set up, because sometimes they don't even have an opener. Sometimes it'll just be like host, feature, headliner.
Yeah.
Sometimes the host is the feature. So and it's just it's just two people.
Yeah.
So it just really depends.
Yeah. So is like comedy, is it just like grinding just consistently every day, every night, like no stopping?
Yeah, I mean, if you want to get to where you want to go, yeah. Like when I first started doing comedy, it was like I would go out to Hollywood because I live in Riverside, so I would drive out to Hollywood and like we would do rounds. So like you would on Tuesdays you would line up at the Laugh Factory to do the to try to sign up for new faces, but if you got in to sign up, you didn't get to perform the night. You would just get the spot for the next week. So you'd have to come back the next week to perform.
Oh,
Wow.
So you would go in line just to sign up to perform the next week, and then after we did that, we would go to the Hollywood Improv, and then we would hit like the small little comedy like Sal's Comedy Hole and this other stuff that was around back then, and then then you would repeat on Wednesday. And repeat on Thursday, because the weekends back then were for headliners. Right. So during the weekend, we would just go hang out or like try to find like we had a show on Friday at the Hollywood Improv called Refried.
Okay.
So we would even if you weren't on the show, you would just go to like be around.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like go hang out.
Yeah.
I'm too busy to hang out now, and I'm not to sound like an asshole to say that.
Yeah.
It's just like for me, like people are like, well, how come you don't come down to the Comedy Store anymore? It's like, I'm not gonna make any money. So like, why? Like in my mind, I'm like, I'm not gonna waste, like drive down. It's not a waste of time. It's not, because you're always gonna network and stuff. Like that's always worth it. But like if I can like do something else and put some change in my, like sometimes it's not about the money.
Opportunity.
Yeah, if you have a different opportunity, then like take it. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the way I see it.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm wrong.
No, I think it's a different stage of life. It's a different, you've walked the line already for quite a bit, so you've got a little bit more experience and a different type of wisdom that you glean. So whereas if you're starting young, every opportunity, every chance you get to get into someone's circle or whatever could open up a new opportunity.
Yeah.
Right?
I think it's like now that I'm older too, like I have a lot more responsibility on me. So it's a lot of times it's like I need to pay bills more than like, that's like my number one thing is paying bills.
Yeah.
So it's like I gotta make sure everything's taken care of before I can try to do any of this. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
So it sets you back a little bit sometimes, but I mean, like I said, like, I mean, I think if you stay true to what you're doing, like, I think you'll get there, you know? Like for me, as long as I have like, I don't know, I don't know how to try to say how you say it in English, but in Spanish, my mom always says, you know, con salud, you know, like if God gives me like good health and a blessing to wake up the next day, and I'll just keep working.
Yeah. Just keep hustling. Yeah.
Yeah. So
being with a part of production, like with Fluffy and everything like that.
Yeah.
How do you prepare yourself for that? I mean, on his stage, I hate to use the analogy of like he's at the top of the game.
Yeah,
I mean,
100%.
No, I don't know if it's top of his game because he keeps on raising the level. I mean, look what he just
booked. With the SoFi thing,
SoFi Stadium with Joe Floyd.
Right? That's gonna be bananas.
Yeah,
man.
That's gonna be nuts.
I think it like. So when I found out I was gonna go to Vegas, right, and do the show, like I wasn't nervous. Once I got on stage, I wasn't nervous.
Yeah.
But like the build up to it.
Oh yeah. The build up is the worst.
Yeah.
For anything that you do, it's the worst.
Because I don't want to look bad. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to walk in there think like and act cocky, and at the same time I don't want to walk in there and look meek either. Like I don't know what I'm doing. And then like I don't want to. I want to make the most out of the opportunity. You know what I'm saying? Like they're giving me this opportunity to show my like what I can do to a different audience that's out of my reach.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
So like that to me that was what was making me nervous. It wasn't my material.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I know the showmanship is there. It was just like what I'm trying to convey and perform. Are they gonna understand it? You know, to where they'll actually like me.
Yeah.
To like want to follow me or give me their attention or give me their follow, their likes. Because it's all about social media now. And that's how you build you build a fan base now. It's like it's easier than it was before, but it's harder to keep their attention. Yeah. At the same time.
Yeah. Yeah. And then go ahead.
So is that a hard thing too? So you're going there essentially to an all Fluffy crowd.
Yeah.
So they know his material, his things that he does, and being somebody, I hate to use the word, but kind of like outsider, you know, like you're coming on into his fan base.
Yeah.
So are you trying to go that way? Or are you trying to, you know, stay true to yourself too?
No, I try to be me because he's him. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like Gabriel's going to be Gabriel. He's not going to change for nobody. Martin's going to be Martin, you know, so why would I go up there and not be me? I have to, you know what I'm saying? I have to be true to yourself. Yeah. Like the way I see it. Yeah. If I try to convert to the way they are doing comedy or the way that they perform, it's not going to work for me because it's not me. And I'm going to feel weird. And once I feel weird and awkward, the audience is going to know that it's awkward. And now they're going to feel awkward. Like the audience is great at picking up feelings. Like, I don't know if you ever noticed, like sometimes like you'll be watching comedy and like, is he angry up there? Because if you go up there mad, that's how you come off.
Sure. Yeah.
And people pick up on that, you know? Yeah. Or like if you go up there after a breakup and then all of a sudden you're like, oh, my ex, and they're like, oh my God, he's bashing this woman. Like, you know, like people get uncomfortable. People get uncomfortable because they're getting that feeling from you. Like that's the vibe you're setting off.
Yeah. Yeah.
But if you go up there and you're happy-go-lucky and you're having a good time, and even though the subject matter is touchy, I think people are more accepting of it because they know you're messing around.
Yeah. Well, I always think of it this way, right? With comedy, it's more than just the punchline.
Yeah.
You know, and people, when you're going through these types of things, you're not looking for something that's artificial. Yeah. Like you can get into social media, you can watch 50 million reels and see the exact same thing that everybody's copying and pasting off of one another. But then to actually go to a show and to have the rawness, the realness, the authenticity come out of whoever's doing their presentation, their talk or whatever like that for those moments, like that's what really then attracts and sticks. And that's why they can go into those tough subjects, but yet their vulnerability, you know, and the conversation and leading in that set, like that's what brings people in. And then
I think it's being like relatable too. Like if you can make a subject like where you're
real
like,
life stuff.
It's real life stuff, but like you can be like listening to it and you're like, oh, that thought's crossed my mind.
Yeah.
You know, even though it's a little racy or a little like not the way people like view the world now,
Yeah.
But like if like you could connect to that part of your head where you're like the audience member's like, oh yeah, I've thought of that shit too.
Yeah.
You know, and then like now you're getting that like little chuckle laughter. Yeah. But then like it's a lot of people doing it, that it becomes contagious, and now they'll like laugh at whatever it is that you're like talking about.
Yeah.
Like I like to tell people, I like to tell stories like I'm talking to like my friend in my car.
Yeah.
Where I'm like, bro, you're not gonna believe what happened yesterday, bro. Like that's how I like to tell stories. Like so I like to pretend like I'm in a big car and I'm just telling like a story of like how, you know, how my date went. Like, how'd your date go yesterday? Oh, bro, I picked this chick up. That's how I like to tell like a story. You know what I mean? So,
what's the best advice anybody's ever given you in comedy?
In comedy, if you think it's funny, do it, because like no one else. That's the way I got this advice from a comic in when I first started doing a show. I had a joke that was kind of like hit and miss, and one of the older comics told me not to do that joke, and then the other comic who's like pretty you know, at the time was pretty big time, kind of pulled me aside and he goes, don't listen to anybody. If you think it's funny and you believe it's funny, if you believe it's funny, they'll believe it's funny. So just like, you know, do whatever it is that you want until you don't want to do it anymore. You know,
that's good.
That's the way and that's the way I see it. Like I always tell people, like even my buddy, I'll be like, I'm gonna try that, and he's like, I don't think it'll work, and I'm like, I think I can make it work. Yeah, and then I'll do it, and it'll either work or it won't. You know what I'm saying? It'll either work or it won't. But like, sometimes he's been like, hey, you were right, it worked. And sometimes we're in the car and he's like, I told you, bro.
Now, when you have those moments, do you go back and do you bring it out again after you refine it a little bit? Yeah.
There's a joke I'm fighting for right now. Okay. Like the last year, and he's like, don't do it. Don't do it. And I'm like, and in my mind, I'm still retooling it. Yeah. But it's still up there on the like, is he gonna get away with it? I don't think he is. Well,
it's got to be touchy, because certain people are the cancel culture.
It's a total cancel culture joke. Yeah. And I asked my friend, my business partner in the catering company. Yeah. I asked her. I ran the joke through her because she can see it from both sides of it, being a woman and what I'm trying to do with this joke, and then she was laughing at it because she knows me. Yeah. She goes, it's funny to me because I know you. So I know what you're saying. And I know what you're not trying to say. She goes, but people that don't know you aren't going to know that. So it's going to be kind of hard to take it the wrong way. Yeah. Exactly. So I'm just like, so now like that's the hurdle I got to get over. How do I not make it offensive to other people?
That's actually a really good point though, because people are more accepting or more open because of how they actually know you. Yeah. So in essence, then as a comedian, what are the ways then that as a comedian that you've got to get out there so that people can know you more? Social media is definitely for sure.
100%. Yeah. We've all ran into that one person that's like, oh my God. Like, I think we've all backed up one person where someone's like, oh, but he's like this. And you're like, oh, it's because you don't know him. Yeah. He's not really like that. That's how I think that's how it is. Like, people are more accepting if like they know you, because like, I'm not like that,
or vice versa. Yeah. So if they see you on social media or TV or whatever, they think that guy is a certain way. WWE, right? How does Stone Cold go, from one person to another? John Cena. Mm-hmm. That was one thing. I know we're going on completely different. Here I got some of what you have.
Shiny. Yeah, it's good.
Right.
No, but you're making complete sense.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like what we were talking about when we first started, like the Mick Foley thing.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like this guy is a savage on TV. Oh, yeah. But then you talk to him off and he's like, oh, my kids, look at my picture of my kids. And you're just like, oh, he's a sweetheart. Yeah. It's just chewing a guy's ear off earlier. But
I couldn't believe it when the crowd was booing John Cena. I'm like, wait a minute, isn't he a good guy? And they're like, no, he's a bad guy now. And then I heard John Cena sucks.
Yeah. But now they're cheering him all the time.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So like it's like split. Because it's his last year, so they want to be happy for him, But at the same time, they're like, they have to boo him because he is the bad guy. But like half the crowd's still like, yeah, but he's still John Cena though.
Mm-hmm. You mean you can't really see him, so
yeah,
you can't really see him. So.
Social media is a glimpse on a little inside of, I mean, or massive. This guy's the king of stories, but
I mean, he told me, he goes, you post a lot, and I was like, you're supposed to post a lot.
Yeah, that's what I tell him too. I'm like, no, you gotta post, bro. You gotta post. Yeah,
you're supposed to post a lot. On your feed, right? I guess but you're not supposed to post that much on your stories. I don't know. It's weird. I was reading this thing. I was just like,
you got to tell that to half the kids in my grade. It's all of it goes on stories
because you're supposed to post like, and this is what I read like 2 days ago, like 10 to 15 times on your Instagram thing, right? On your Instagram blog, right, or whatever it is, and then off of those, you're supposed to share those onto your storyboard. Like every post, you share to your storyboard.
Oh, jeez.
And and I'm just like, no.
There's no concoction. Like
if I can get 2 out, that's not stories. If I can get 2 posts out a day, I'm a happy person. I'm like, okay, a video, and 1 picture. The story wise, I'm like,
like I got 50
see a picture of this plant on my story just for shits and giggles, bro.
Yeah.
But and I think social media has changed the game a lot, though, too. Like, you guys agree with that? Like, especially entertainment wise.
Sure.
You know, I think if social media changed a lot of stuff, and I think the pandemic heightened the popularity of social media.
It did.
Yeah.
Like the pandemic created social media celebrities.
Absolutely.
It did.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And then now those celebrities that got famous during pandemic starting to fall off, and then they're doing drastic things to try to get.
Oh yeah, now they're for sure, 100%.
Oh, and there's a whole new category now. Like I mean, and the fact that you can make money on social media, you can do
monetize and all that.
All that.
People did not make money on social media before COVID.
I am so old 100%. School. I don't know half these people. Yeah. They're like, oh, that's so and so, and I look up, I'm like, 6.9 million followers. What the heck?
My niece is. Oh, this person, and I'm like, I have no idea who that is.
Yeah.
Like, I'm still like, celebrity to me, like, you're like Sharon Stone's, Sylvester Stallone, you know what I'm saying? Like, you tell me, like, oh, Gracie Abrams, I had to look that up. My niece is like, she's a huge Gracie Abrams fan, right?
Okay.
And I was like, okay, I don't know who that is. I know that she's a singer. I didn't know she was J.J. Abrams' daughter, the director.
What? Director of wow.
Yeah, I was like, he has a daughter. Started off with that. Yeah, he has a daughter, dude. I was like, should start out with. I'm familiar with the movies, with their dad's movies, but I didn't know that his daughter sang. You know what I mean? Like, and like she'll like tell me like social media people, and I'm like, yeah, I don't know who that is.
Yeah,
Charlie D'Amelio, is that one of the right? You're. Which is the most popular person? That's like
the most popular person on social media.
Is Bella Thorne still a thing?
I don't know who that is.
M to the B. Is that her name? The chick that did the see, you don't know who she is, and she was like the big thing during the pandemic, like the most downloaded video. The one that did the lip singing with the eyes.
I don't know.
I don't remember that one.
Oh yeah, she did that.
Dang.
Well, something that's the hot Tua girl can come out and become.
Oh geez.
That's a perfect example of like reaching a pinnacle and then just.
Oh no, she just fell off, dude. It was so funny.
When you rip people off.
It was so funny.
She's still doing her podcast.
Yeah, she got out.
Yeah.
Jeez.
She started reposting again though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But she was gone for a minute, right?
Oh, she's in jail.
Oh, she's in jail now?
Yeah.
Yeah. She created a Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Or not a Bitcoin, but a coin, a meme coin.
Oh, snap.
Yeah.
And she ripped a bunch of people off.
Her was a part of it and then took money.
Yeah, people used her name.
Yeah.
It's called the Hawk 2 coin, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, snap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So needless to say, stay away from that.
It's just really messed up. Like,
I think it was I'm not gonna lie to you. I think the accent made the video more than the girl.
Oh yeah.
Because she had that little twang on it. Oh, you gotta give it that hot to her. You know,
you spit on that thing.
Because you look at the girl and you're like, I guess you're like a solid 6, girl. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
Like, what would you say? Like, I'm not trying to like belittle women or nothing like that. I'm just saying, like for this, like you would think she would like a 10 saying it, like the way like she just blew up. But I think it's because she was so wholesome, and the answer, like she was a little bit like I think she was drunk. So it was just like such an honest answer. I think that's what the honesty of it is what people related to, right?
But social media, like you can't even think like you don't even know what it's going to be. Like you said, I could take a picture of a plant one day, and that plant is going to get me 2 million likes or follows or sees or views or whatnot. And then I can do that same picture or something else the next day, and I get 2 likes or 2 follows or something.
It's because of a rapidly changing system. Like, there's always going to be a new trend. There's always going to be a new famous person. I'm going to have to say, like, the most famous person on social media right now is, like, a soccer player. I think it's, like, either Messi or Ronaldo. It's one of them.
Is it a Neymar?
No, it's actually Neymar. Yeah, sorry. But the most famous people just do the same exact thing every single day. They don't change up what they're doing. They just do the same exact thing every single day, and it works for them. And it's so difficult for small creators because they have to do a bunch of different things in order to just get noticed. And then if they try to do the same exact thing, then they don't get anywhere because they're not getting enough search engine optimization. They're not getting enough reach to people. And I feel like we would not have like social media as big as it is if it were not for the pandemic. Like, we'd probably still be looking at news articles and just some other stuff like that. And now we get all of our news from social media, and now everyone's like locked to their screens 24 hours a day.
No, it's like the pandemic just changed everything. Like you said, especially with social media, like that's like the go-to thing. That's where everyone like melted into, like when you were just locked in your house.
Yeah.
You know what
Big
I mean?
time.
I would mirror social media onto my big screen, like you know, throw it up there.
Yeah, my wife and I were just talking about how we watched this DJ Angie V.
Oh yeah,
and she did quarantine gardens, and she set it up in her house or studio or whatever, and she had every night, you know, she'd have something new on or guests and all that kind of stuff, and we listened to her. And she does a lot of different music and all that kind of stuff, and it starts out with that.
I think it was like her and Amaris doing the costumes.
Yeah, and all the costumes.
They would have these theme nights, and then they started getting sponsorship.
Yep,
Corona would send them stuff, and so they just started doing these things. And like, now Angie's doing these.
She's Vegas, everything.
But she's doing these "You're Not Down" things now, right here out here in Pomona, actually, out here. But she's killing it with their own little festival every month.
Yep.
Her own little party, and I'm just like, that's like, but that's the hustle though.
Yeah,
like that's what she's always wanted to do, and she did it. You know, living the dream.
Yeah.
There was something I want to touch on what you were saying, but now I'm trying to remember what it was. Like my whole squirrel brain went a totally different route.
Yeah.
When you're talking about social media.
Yeah.
About the popularity and stuff like that.
You know, popularity is like, it's not a factor you can really control, because you're gonna have people that want to cancel you no matter what. I mean, there's always going to be someone that hates what you do.
Oh,
I mean,
100%.
I started this thing at the very end of school with a couple of friends, and it's like an interview thing. So we go around school, we'd interview people. I'd ask them a bunch of questions. And like, we blew up to like 200 something followers in 3 days, but it's like all around the school. And I know it doesn't seem like much, but our most viewed video, I think, has like 2,000, 3,000 something views. And we just went around doing all that stuff. But like on the 3rd day, we started getting hate comments.
Yeah.
And I'm like going through everything, and I'm texting my buddy. I'm like, hey, wait, you got to delete this. You got to delete this one. Because I'm like, our post is going to get taken down because of the comments that are on it. So it's like, people are going to hate you no matter what. You cannot control popularity, but you can control the way that you want to picture yourself.
Oh, 100%. I think that's the only thing you could really control.
Yeah.
I've gotten to bat so many times on Instagram for posts that are like flagged, and I'm like, no, you can't take that down, because it's like, you know, and then you got to explain your reason why, right? And then they're like, okay.
Yeah, well, but then the fact is like, why did mine get flagged?
Yeah, why did mine get flagged?
And I saw something on my For You page that was completely like, I didn't condone that. Why the heck did I? And it's like, you know.
Like you're like flagging my post because I'm talking about my mom having Parkinson's, but I just saw a video of a guy cutting a dog's ears off.
Yeah.
And it's still happily on there, right? You know what I'm saying? It's just, it's
the
weird.
The filter is so messed up.
Like I was reading that hashtags do nothing for your post now.
Not anymore.
Because the algorithm doesn't read hashtags no more. The algorithm reads, it goes up based off more what your description is. So if you have keywords in your description that the algorithm can like That's what it looks for. It doesn't care about hashtags.
That, and then it's just the trending audios. They want, like on Insta, they're wanting you to get back into using all their audios.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So
it's like what he was saying, like how like the popular ones just repeat, rinse and repeat.
Yeah.
Like if you follow The Rock.
Oh dude, he's so funny, but like he has training work. And then it's like, let me show you the massive pancakes I eat, and I'm like,
every Sunday, right?
Every single Sunday,
pancakes are,
and then he's getting fingernail polish, from his girls,
yeah. And then it's like peanut butter and like everything, and he's like, I developed this, and it's just,
it's like the 5 moves of death, baby. You know what I'm saying? The 5 moves of doom that John Cena does. You know, it's like you say, on the Rock's page, you're gonna see one thing or the other. Yeah, he's gonna be working out, eating with his kids, or on set. Yeah. That's pretty much it.
And then tequila. That's it.
Yes. And then his, like you said, like shampoo and stuff.
I'm over here like, hey guys, I'm gonna try to touch my forehead with my foot. You know what I mean? Like,
subscribe now and you can see the rest of this video.
Dude, I hate it whenever people
hurt myself for the rest of my life.
I hate it whenever people are like, I'm gonna try to like eat 50 marbles today, and then it's like, and then they like go through the entire video building it all up. They're like, go to my YouTube channel, and they're like, wait for the part 2. And I hate it whenever people do that. Part 2s.
I fell in love with the creators that were doing the you don't need to wait for a second part, and he explains the whole video, and then it's like he's like, I just saved you 3 minutes and 20 seconds, and you're just like, oh, these are the best.
Oh yeah, no, it's like summarizing Instagram shorts or whatever it is. Yeah,
those are the best.
Those are so funny because you like get like part of the clip, and then the guy's like, he like explains it really quickly.
Yeah, he's like,
so
don't click on the video. I'll save you some time.
Here, let me tell you what the movie actually is that you're watching right now.
And you have the people that summarize movies.
Oh, like Straw
so
Hat?
Annoying. Yeah,
Straw Hat Goofy.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of content of his that I like, but there's like some content where I'm like, let me watch the movie, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Like this movie sucked, and here's what happened. Let me spoil everything.
Right? Like spoilers ahead. I'm like, oh, great.
Like I'm still gonna watch it though because I want to see. But
when we were talking about the post too, is crazy because like I've done posts where like in my mind I'm like, this is a great post, bro. Like this is gonna make so much. And then like I'll look at it, and it's like 21 likes. I'm like, and then like I'll do like a stupid post, like and I'll put like I did one with Taylor Swift. I green screened her out dancing, and I put her like in a party scene, and I was like, oh, when you invite the güera to the carne asada, right? I shit you not, 2.7 million views, and I was just like, and then the following post, 21 likes. I was like, come on, bro.
Oh, okay.
Like,
so
there's no
really
love
funny.
on any of that stuff.
Yeah, I got a buddy that does like edits in CapCut, and he worked, I think, 4 days on like a Red Dead Redemption thing, which is a video game, but like he went like 4 days working on this amazing cinematic edit, and he posted it, and he's like, dude, this looks amazing. I watched it, and I was like, this is beautiful. I shared it to a bunch of people, and then he posted one of just like a meme clip of like, I forgot, it was some rapper saying something stupid. That clip of the rapper, which was like 10 seconds, got 20,000 views. And then the one that he spent 4 days on only has 100.
That's insane. And it angers you.
Yeah, because you're like, I work so hard, and yet the dumb thing got more than the cool thing.
Yeah, the thing I worked so hard on. Yeah. Like I've gone viral like a couple, like probably like 4 or 5 times. Mm-hmm. And it's all been on stupid memes that I've made on CapCut or on
that you didn't put a whole lot of production quality behind it.
And you don't feel good about it after.
Or I found a couple pictures I merged together, and then I threw one of my joke punchlines on the picture, and I'm like,
like, take it. It's like, I give it to you.
1.3 million likes. Yeah. And then I'll thought process something great and put a movie together, and it's like, your mom liked it, bro. Like, 1 like. You're just
thanks,
like,
mom.
Right? Thanks, sister. Your family liked it. You're just like, Jesus, can someone else? Or like people will share like the stupidest thing. Like there was a video that my friend posted of me falling, and I ran with it. So I posted. I was like, you know what? Let me get ahead of it. Yeah. I know my buddy's a comic too.
Okay.
And he's like, send me the video, and he goes, if you don't post it, I'm gonna post it. And I was like, I'm gonna run with it. So I posted it, and I put, hey guys, I did like a challenge, and then people started sending me like their video edits of me falling, and I was like, oh, this is gonna be great, because like the first couple of videos I was getting like thousands of views, and then like I started posting all the videos, and then they started like, it's like people started getting like,
and then they started to deteriorate. They're like it's getting boring.
It's getting boring.
Yeah.
But I got ahead of it though. When I posted the first one, I was like, all right, cool. Like I just got a ton of likes.
Yeah.
But then like this, after a while, people were like, we get it.
Like we get it. It's funny.
You fell.
Yeah.
You fell.
Yeah.
You lose some weight, fatso. You're just like, oh, geez. Like I said, you can't read the bad comments.
Yeah.
You can't read the bad comments.
You can't let it get to you though. That's the big thing. Like you have people that are like, I got this, and then they like respond to the hate comments.
Oh
and
yeah.
it's
Once you antagonize the hate, it's over, bro.
I know.
Like, they come for
the
you.
fire is what it's doing.
Yeah. You're just making the cancel culture have more reason to cancel you. It's
I did this thing called Not Your Average Comedy, and I ended up getting like a bunch of views on it, and I was like, oh, that's awesome. Let me go to the comments. I went to the comments, and I called my friend Jessica. She's a comic, and I was talking to her, and she was like, no, you can never read the comments. Never read the comments, because she did a Fallon, right? Mm-hmm. And on her Fallon set, there's a bunch of negative comments. And I was going down the rabbit hole reading the comments, and I was like, Jess, did you read the comments on your post? She goes, I never read the comments.
It's never good to
read
read
the comments. And I was just like, I got fucked up. I read all the comments, and they were hurtful.
Yeah.
Because these people don't know me.
Sure.
But they're like, they'll say stuff like, oh, I don't know, like what's funnier, the joke or that he's struggling so hard to catch his breath. And I'm just like, Jesus.
Dang, dude. Yeah, people are
they're ruthless.
They're pretty ruthless. But I think that's kind of goes back to even what you were saying earlier, as far as even your jokes. If you think it's funny,
if
you like it, if you come out and you just be you, right? Who gives a crap? Like, honestly, what other people
I'm not gonna lie,
think?
there's a couple comments that they're like hateful, but the way you read them, in my mind, I'm thinking, oh, it was in good faith, right? Like it wasn't, and I'll actually put a laughing little tear, like the little emoji with the laughter.
Yeah,
mm-hmm.
I'll reply to that, like to his comment, like, oh, that was funny.
Yeah,
But then there's some of them where I'm like, I could hear the hate.
Sure.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm just like, delete.
Well, there's a couple ways you could take it, right? You can use it as fuel, or you can use it as oh, that burnt me.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
You're either gonna use it as fuel to like, get
make
somewhere,
yourself better,
or you're gonna use it as weight, and it's gonna continue to drown you.
Yeah.
That's the only way you could do it. Yeah. You're gonna add another block while you're trying to fucking stay afloat. Right. It's pointless.
Yeah.
Well, it's the new age. Going back to, I mean, we didn't have that, AOL chat didn't even have emojis.
Oh, no, remember back in the day when I was in school, like, someone would be like, you're fighting to catch your breath. I'm like, all right, let's step out to the quad, bro. You know what I'm saying? See how long it takes me to catch my breath now, bro. Like kids don't fight, like they don't tussle anymore, right? Like you don't.
No, they do it in closed doors in secret and on digital.
Oh man, right?
And whenever we do fight now, it's because of something that someone said online. Do
you guys still fight though?
Oh yeah. No, and you have the kids that are like wannabe cholos. You have the kids that are like wannabe gangsters, and they're fighting each other, and they're like, dude, look, watch, I'm gonna beat him up, and I'm like. And then you're going to go to social media and say that it was rigged. Or then you're going to go to social media and say that it was unfair. Now, and it's all recorded. And whenever kids fight nowadays, it's because like nobody really knows how to take a joke. Or it's because someone pushed it too far and then they just didn't stop. So it's like there are reasons for fighting, and then there's just things where it's like, that's just dumb. I don't understand why you would fight. I
know for a fact that like when I was your age, I'm glad there was no like recording.
Oh, bro.
No joke. God, bro. Like I'm telling you right now, like most of us would probably be in jail.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like if there was recording available back in those days, Jesus Christ.
Most of us are alive because of the way that we did. We
100%.
That people don't know. Oh, it has to be filtered and sparkling and cold, please, at 67 degrees.
Bro, you would take your bike out and dislocate your knee 3 miles from the house, and you'd be like, if I don't get home on time, I'm gonna get in trouble.
Before the light turns on.
Yes, the light turns on.
Swollen, bro.
Yes.
Just, I remember one time I probably like almost removed my whole shin because I flat backed on a skateboard down a hill.
Oh, nice.
You know, and so like, but
what'd you hit?
The curb. Oh. So like I didn't go like when we were going down, like I hit the dip when you know how like it dips because this street and then it goes back down. So when I hit the dip, like the skateboard went to the side, and I was like, oh, I knew that curb was coming. I hit the curb and I went onto the sidewalk, but it wasn't the grassy part of the sidewalk. It was the part of the sidewalk where the cement still is, and like all of this, like, and I was just like, oh my god!
You're like, let me find pieces of the sidewalk all in my leg. Yeah,
and we wrapped the whole thing, right? We were like, and then like my mom came and picked me up like after the party was over. It was at my friend's house at a party. And my mom was like, "Why are you limping?" I was like, "Oh, I got hurt on a skateboard."
Walk it off.
And my mom, let me see, mijo.
Mom, it's a scratch,
right? As I'm shaking like in cold sweats.
Oh,
I'm fine.
Dude,
just put some ointment on it.
Yeah,
but now, you would do it's like because you don't want to get in trouble.
Yeah. And eating it on a skateboard, especially on a flatback, like bombing a hill it's the worst.
Like now I see the videos on TikTok, I'm like,
no, you're like clenching, you're like, you're like, I can't do it.
So like 2 years ago, we did a tour, right? We did a Paragordo tour. We went to Vegas, we went to some haunted sites and stuff. We rented this RV, and on our last stop on the way home, we were in Arizona. Where were we in Arizona? Was it Mesa? We're at a truck stop, and so on our first day, we were at the Alien Jerky.
Okay,
and we forgot.
I've seen that place.
Yeah, we forgot to put the stairs up. So when we hit the driveway, the stairs were like, they bent. So now we had to bend the stairs back, but the stairs wouldn't automatically go up. So we bent them back to where they went up. But now that they were up, they were still bent. So now they wouldn't come back down. So we had to use the Apple box to get in and out of the RV. And just so happened, like on our last stop, the stairs came down.
Oh.
And I was like, oh, okay, cool. So everyone got out. And then I was like, oh, hold on. And then like, I still was thinking that we had the Apple box. So when I walked off the RV, you ever do that ghost step?
Oh yeah,
And there was nothing there, and I so wholeheartedly put all my weight on it, and I was like, like I felt like 3 feet, like dude, like same shin, just blood everywhere. But like I said, like I picked the rocks out, I wrapped it up, and it was like, "You good? You want to go to the hospital?" I'm like, "Nah, I'll make it home, bro."
Like, let's go find some ghosts.
All right, let's go do something. Yeah. Had it been one of my nephews, oh, bro, they would have been like, I need to go to the ER. You know what I'm saying? Like,
oh man,
my stomach's gonna come out of my leg. You're like, no, it's not, bro. No. Take it easy.
Toughen up. Yeah.
Oh no, kids nowadays are just my nephew is a hoot, dude. Like that dude is like, you can't tell me that. That's offensive. I'm like, please don't correct me. You know what I'm saying? I'll fight you, bro.
Let's go to the playground right now.
He could probably beat me up though. He's pretty good. He's pretty well versed in karate and MMA. So
just chop him in the throat.
Right? I cheat.
Just give him a finishing move, bro.
I'm from that era, bro.
Yeah.
He's like, he'll get in a stance, and I'm like, bro, he kicked me in the balls. I'm like, you damn right I did, bro. I was raised to win, bro. My dad would always be like, win.
I was going to say, just survive, dude. Yeah, win and survive. That was
my dad would be like, if you're losing, you stick your fingers in his eyes. I was like, Jesus Christ.
Oh, man.
My dad was crazy, bro. Like, he was a military man.
Yeah.
So he was all about the W.
Yeah.
You know?
Always got to win.
Good.
Oh yeah, he'd be like, "Don't you come home and tell me you lost." I'm like, "All right." He's like, "Cause then you got another fight on your hands."
He's like, "I'll teach you how to win." Right?
Yeah. Love that. So, Hefty, what are some ways that we can support you, follow you, all the different things? So
support wise, I mean, if you guys can support me on the social, it's on at Don Hefty on the Instagram, and on the TikTok, it's El Don Hefty.
Okay.
Because I did have an @ Don Hefty, but I forgot the password to get onto the original one. So That one's still floating around in there, unable to get signed into with 2 videos.
Do you check on it every now and then?
I do.
Yeah.
I do.
So, wait, who's posting on my?
There's still 2 videos on there. I still can't figure out the password, but so TikTok's at Hefty, but it's just a repeat of what I post on Instagram.
Yeah.
Otherwise, other than that, like empanada wise, you can check out the Instagram page. It's Pretty Funny Catering. Yeah. You can do orders. I take orders Monday through Thursday, and if you want to pick up, because I don't do the delivery unless it's for my friend here, then for sure you could do that. For the corn and potatoes, it's Pappy's Roasted Corn, or Pappy's Roasters is actually what it is. And then of course I have like 5 Instagrams, bro. Jesus, it's so Latino. For the podcast, Perigordo.
Yeah, dude, I'm gonna have to catch that one.
Yeah,
that
I'm gonna have to watch that. Sounds
good.
so funny.
Yeah, Perigordo, and then for the other one, it's You Got Time podcast.
Okay.
Other than that, you can catch me anywhere on the stages here in Southern California. My next show's gonna be on August 21st. It's actually my show where I'm headlining. That'll be in Bellflower, so.
Heck
You guys will come down as my guest.
We're gonna have to come.
On down.
We're gonna have to come for that. I'll bring the gear.
Come down, bro. Hell yeah, that'd be dope, bro. The podcast in the green room.
Yeah, that'd be sick.
I'd
love it. Love it. Cool.
Matt's gonna drive me down in the stretch. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I'll have to bum a ride. If not, I'll strap myself to the top. So.
He's gotten too used to this limelight, man.
Oh man, bro. He let me sit in the front seat. I was like, ooh.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
I was like, turn here, Jeeves. But
yeah, no, man, it's so good. Thanks for coming on the show, man. We'll have to get
for
together.
another 3 hours if you let me, bro.
Yeah, we'll have to get together again.
You back, and I'll bring the goodies with me next time.
Hey, no joke. And well, if not, we'll even have to come and check out your collection too.
Yes.
Oh yeah,
I love 100%. To see all your stuff, man. So you're not too far.
Seriously, I'll pull some records aside and so give them to you.
Dude,
worst case scenario, I could give them to you, man. You could bring them down to him.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So good. All right.
Awesome. Cool. Yeah, this was a fun episode. Thank you for watching the Purpose Department, and we'll see you next time. God bless.